Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Miami Dolphins, but more specifically Tua Tagovailoa, and going over whether or not he will step up in year 2 of the NFL. But before getting into the topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below. Where do you see the Dolphins finishing this year? Do you think it's in the AFC Championship, divisional round, wildcard round, missing the playoffs, winning the division, whatever it is? Comment down below and you'll kind of hear my answer at the end. Getting straight into it though, this really determines what you define step up means. Like, what do you mean? What means satisfactory for that? If he's just better than he was last year by 1%, does that mean step up? Does that mean he hit the next level? Does that mean he's improving? Or do you mean being a top 10 quarterback? It's really a personal definition for you guys, how you want to determine it. I'm just going to kind of go over where I think his numbers will end up compared to last year, and that'll kind of give you an idea and put into perspective for you whether or not you think that meets your satisfactory level of him stepping up in year 2. Last year, though, he had 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Not the prettiest numbers, but the Cat had also a 6-3 record. And sometimes, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you don't throw the prettiest football or what your numbers look like. If you won, and that's what matters. However, there is a long-term effect where your team will catch on to that and they won't keep you forever. Jared Goff, Jimmy G, for example. But 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think that could be easily topped by Tua, and he will definitely double to triple those numbers in this year for sure. I mean, given the circumstances, last year he came in half of the season. He admitted to not knowing the playbook to the 100%. He was healthy, but was he 110%? No. So just having more experience this year, being healthier, having more confidence, having more weapons, he went from banged up Devontae Parker and reliable Mike Gesicki to now reliable Mike Gesicki, a healthy Devontae Parker, a deep threat Will Fuller, the next Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, a third-round tight end and Hunter Long, still got Preston Williams, still got Jakeem Grant. I'm liking that squad. I'm liking those weapons for Tua to really up his numbers. Last year when Preston Williams and Jakeem Grant are like number 2 and 3 options, I'm not a fan of that. But when they're 4th, 5th, and 6th best options on the receiving core, then I could get behind that because that shows you got a deep receiving room with a lot of star power at the top. A lot of this is going to depend on health because that's what a lot of these receivers battle. Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, whether it's health, if being suspended. Jaylen Waddle, he has injury history in college. We're going to need to see this team be healthy for Tua to hit that next level, but with these weapons, you can't tell me he won't improve. Offensive line will definitely be better than last year. Again, they were kind of young, and they added Liam Eichenberg, another tackle. I believe he was out of Notre Dame. Just better protection, a better backfield. Hopefully, Myles Gaskin, Darrell Henderson, someone will step up and be that number 1 back. The Dolphins are really banking on Myles Gaskin to have this breakout year. And while I think he can, in year 3, he'll have more experience. Same thing as Tua, more confidence, more experience, more protection, more reps. He's going to be more ready than he ever was before, but still, what is breakout? Kind of back to the Tua question. What is stepping up? You have to really define it. But still, I think with that being said, better weapons, better protection, a better run game, better confidence, better experience. How does he not improve 1%? The floor is where Tua's at. He's still won games, but statistically, in just going by the eye test, he did not have the prettiest throws or the prettiest numbers, like I said. But this year, with all the new circumstances, assuming his defense is great and stays together, Xavien Howard, Byron Jones, Jason McCourty, Javon Holland, Jerome Baker, Andrew Van Ginkel, Christian Wilkins, Emmanuel Ogbah, Jaelan Phillips. This is a team that Tua can take to the playoffs, and he can step up and break out in year 2 of the NFL. Again, how do you define breakout? Do you think it's just improving 1%? If so, then great. I could guarantee you'll do that. But if you define breakout as 4,500 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and 10 or less interceptions, I can't promise you that from Tua. But from his 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, I would feel pretty confident in saying he's going to throw for 3,500 plus-ish yards, probably pushing 30 touchdowns, and probably right around 11 to 15 interceptions, I'd say. I think he's still going to be efficient and productive and consistent. I think he can get to that level of being a franchise guy. Maybe not a Mahomes or Rodgers or Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, but can he get to a Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy G, where a franchise can invest in him. Jimmy G might be a bad example today, but still, can he be a guy that his franchise can say, we can at least get to a Super Bowl with this guy, we could get to the playoffs several times with this guy, like a Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. So in the playoffs was still a team that could get to the playoffs, a quarterback that could lead their team with the right roster. I think Tua can reach that status of being a tier 2 quarterback. Am I betting on him to do it? Am I putting my money on the line for him to do it? No. But can I confidently say that he will be close to putting up 3,500 yards, pushing 30 touchdowns, and between 11 and 14 interceptions? I could see that for sure. With the better weapons, the better protection, more confidence, a better system, better scheme. To me, the weapons and protection is obvious. That's any quarterback that is going to help. That is clearly the biggest thing. But the other thing is that every team in the offseason improves. Joe Burrow got Jamar Chase. Justin Herbert got a new head coach. Jalen Hurts is now being given the number 1 role. Every team has its adjustments in the offseason when it comes to talent on the field. But outside of the physical aspects of what he will benefit from, mentally, we need to see Tua be confident and know the playbook by the back of his hand. Be confident in stepping into his deep ball. Be confident in letting the play, develop and come into fruition and not getting happy feet and actually staying in the pocket, having confidence, being okay with getting hit, running the ball and abandoning the play if you have to. Just getting more pocket presence, more pocket awareness, more QB vision, more confidence. We need an it factor from Tua. He's not the biggest, not the strongest, not the fastest, not the smartest. He needs an it factor, or just a factor of his it factor is that he's well-rounded. He's not the strongest arm, but he's an above-average arm. He's above average speed. He's above average QB vision. He's above average accuracy. He needs just something that clicks to him that could help him get to this next level and really help the Dolphins overall. Again, I think he's definitely going to improve in year 2 drastically compared to year 1, but as far as determining if he steps up or breaks out, that's really a definition for you guys to determine. I think he will step up and break out, but my definition of him just really showing that year 1 wasn't really who he is. By that definition, for me, I think he will, yes, but again, it's a question for you guys. I think his numbers will improve. Like I said, I think he'll go from 1,800 yards to 3,500-ish. He'll go from 11 touchdowns to 30-ish. I think he'll go from 5 interceptions to 11 to 14-ish. He'll have more games to play, 17 games at that. That's never been done before, so I think 30 touchdowns is actually not too extreme. I'm not saying he will get there, but he will push it for sure, and I could see him surpassing it. We'll just have to see how these receivers plan out and them being injured. I'm not being super confident in pushing 30 touchdowns, but if it's a healthy team, I like the Dolphins and Tua to step up, have a breakout year, and make the playoffs in 2021. My AFC East standings are kind of looking like the Dolphins actually have a chance at fighting for the number 1 spot in the division. I'm not saying they can, or I'm not saying they will win it, but I am saying they can, basing that whether or not Tua will step up. We'll just have to see. And as far as my answer goes with the question of the video, where I see the Dolphins ending up this year, I say somewhere in the playoffs. It's hard for me to determine in the championship and the division round or the wild card round when I haven't seen a single play from this team yet in 2021 or seen the playoff matchups, but I'd very confidently say they'll at least have a playoff appearance in 2021. You guys tell me what you think, though. As always, and of course, thank you for watching. 2-1.